What's going on, guys? We are back, the original two, back at it. I know it's a Monday, it's weird, but we're motivated, we're dedicated, and it's mock draft season.
Yes, sir. Football time.
How's your day? How's your day been?
Well, my day started with waking up to AJ Brown news from Adam Schefter.
How do you feel about that?
Um, I mean, I'm just I'm ready. I'm ready for it to be done.
Hopefully.
Wipe the hands clean and just see what happens. In the draft. Who knows if he's going to be traded before the draft or after the draft?
Well, what Adam
It's
Schefter
whatever.
said is it's going to happen post June 1st because of the way the cap situation works out,
Yeah.
which is what I've been
So
saying this whole time. And
yeah.
I know we had unreliable sources from, what a lot of you guys have been saying with Diana Rossini, but now we got Adam Schefter, who is probably the most reliable source in the entire NFL. And when he says it, something is brewing. Quick thing, guys. My take on that. Reason why I've been kind of saying it a whole bunch and pretty adamant on him getting traded is this isn't the NFL or this isn't the NBA. This isn't the MLB. Teams have a strict, hard salary cap that they have to go by. And unfortunately, the Eagles now are in the position that my Patriots were in a long time ago. You're a championship caliber team. You're a really good team, but you can't keep everybody. And unfortunately, those cuts come in the sexy positions. Teams understand that whether you win the nowadays, anyways, the way that you're going to win is with your quarterback, with your defensive line, your offensive line, and a good secondary, basically a good defense. They have the quarterback in Jalen Hurts. He is QB1 for a reason. He was former Super Bowl MVP for a reason. I know he gets a lot of hate, but the man's a good quarterback. They still got Devontae Smith. They made a couple of moves to supplement the receiver position to at least make it viable for this incoming season. They have one of the best running backs when healthy in Saquon Barkley behind Jalen Hurts. And, they still got their offensive line. Nobody retired. Everybody's coming back, and everybody should be coming back healthy. So it's a recipe for success. Now they're able to, when it does happen, if it does actually happen, because it hasn't happened yet, they're going to be able to extend their key guys, Jalen Hurts, Jalen Carter, Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell. The list can go on. And
Yeah.
that's what happens when you draft really good. When you draft really good and you hit on free agents and you hit on trades, you dominate for a period of time. You do really good. You go to 2 Super Bowl appearances. In their case, they only won one of them, which is better than most people. I mean, look at the Buffalo Bills back in the day. They went to 4 straight and lost them all. So
Yeah.
at least they got one.
We could have had the first one if it wasn't for one pass interference
Exactly.
call, one controversial call. So
And they
you know,
made good moves. They got Reek Woolen in the offseason, so they got a stout secondary coming in. They're going to have a stout D line as always. They have good linebackers in Bond. I forget the rest of the guys there. Their safeties, I'm not too sure about. A little shaky, but I'm sure that Vic Fangio is going to make it work with his scheme. His scheme seems to be really good for Philadelphia. And
yeah.
unfortunately, if it comes with the cost of an AJ Brown and the big contract that he has, you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean?
I
So
mean, the issue is that contract or not, you're you're losing the alpha wide receiver. You're losing your top 10 wide receiver in the
mhm,
league, 1,000 yards every year.
yep.
Um, you know, uh, touchdown playmaker, all that is just such a dynamic type of player to just you know to let go.
Mhm.
So it's not just gonna be a simple, we got whoever to replace AJ Brown. This is gonna be darn near impossible to just
Again, I
simply.
wouldn't say that because I think what makes it a lot easier for you guys is the fact that you guys saw the Seattle Seahawks do the same thing with a DK Metcalf, where they traded their stud wide receiver, their number one, their alpha, and then it just opened the door for
But
their
you can't
number
compare
two.
DK Metcalf to AJ Brown.
I know, and I hear that a lot from Eagles fans. The AJ
It's not comparable.
is such a better receiver, but what I'm trying to compare is the Devontae Smith. He's always been the number two, but now he has the opportunity to explode into the scene. And like, what happens if he explodes on the scene and has a JSN offensive player of the year caliber year? You know, I'm not saying he's
That
going,
that
but
would be the best case scenario. That's the thing. It'll be a best case scenario, if all the stars align and that happens, and our wide receiver group, does their thing, etc., and we make it work with what we got with the offense. It's just one of those wait and see situations. If when it
you're gonna have to wait and see.
yeah, if it when it happens, we'll see how the offense looks.
I personally believe Devontae Smith is about to have a banger year for Philadelphia. Personally, I think that even when AJ Brown's been hurt and he's been stepped up as the number one, he's shown those flashes to be able to go deep, to be able to go intermittent, to run good routes and perform at a really high level. So it's something that we have seen from them, especially when AJ Brown's been out with injuries. Um,
Yeah,
so as Eagles fans, I would be excited for the opportunity to see Devontae Smith. This is why you drafted him in the first round, to give him the reins. I know it hurts. It hurts to see it happen, but I mean, it's the NFL. It comes with a price sometimes, and unfortunately, like, you guys drafted really well, and at least you guys have a Devontae Smith to fall back on. You can look at Cooper Kupp when he left. Puka Nakua exploded, even though he did really good, like really good when Cooper Kupp was there and was the offensive rookie of the year. But after Cooper Kupp left and those targets were available, he exploded. I mean, he was in contention last year for offensive player of the year. DK
it's
Metcalf, when he left, JSN became the offensive player of the year.
it's
And I mean,
like it's just picking a needle out the haystack. If we get that generational player out the draft, and it works out that way, then it works out in our favor. But
mhm,
it's like one in a 1 in a million chance of something like that happening.
and it happened for you guys. I mean, you guys got Devontae Smith. He's
Well,
really
no, Devontae Smith is a first round draft pick, Heisman Trophy winner. So it's like
exactly.
he had the accolades, so that was the expectation, and he met those expectations. But
Mhm,
we still needed another wide receiver. Before, when he was just that wide receiver one on that team, he got his 1,000 yards. He did his thing. It's just we needed more at the time. So we'll
mhm.
see if with the natural progression of him being in the NFL and improving, with time and age, uh, we'll see if he's the alpha dog and can be that
Mhm.
guy at what age is he? How old is he right now?
20,
Uh,
26, I believe, 27. About to enter his prime, if not in his prime.
he is 27. So
27, see?
it's like
Right entering his prime. That's perfect year.
so. I mean, AJ Brown's like what 30,
29. He turns 30.
29? Yeah, so he's about to be 30.
Yeah.
So,
So again, like I
we'll
said,
see.
it's not a bad thing. And I understand it's something that you guys don't want to see, but I mean, you come to understanding with it, and just know, coming from me, a Patriots fan, we are thankful, and you guys are in good hands with Smitty. Smitty's a really good wide receiver. I've seen him play now for a couple of years, and I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna be more than fine. You're gonna draft the wide receiver within the first 3 rounds, I believe, to help out. You got Dontavian Wicks. You got Rasheed Rice, or not Rasheed Rice. I'm sorry, Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood Brown.
So you got pieces there, and
It's
your team's still going to compete as long as you got a quarterback.
and running back. We can rely on the run game as long as our offensive line is healthy. So that
Hmm.
might be the that should be also a focal point as well.
Exactly.
You
And
know,
look, I'm gonna tell this to you and to all Eagles fans out there: it's not a bad thing. You're going to get draft capital. I'm reading, and you might even get a player like a Kayshawn Booty or a Mac Hollins in this trade. So
I want Mac Hollins.
either way, you're gonna have something to replace him with.
That's like
You're gonna have draft picks to build upon, and you just gotta
that's
trust in Howie.
It's just like, "Oh, yeah, look at the bright side," the way you making it sound. It's just like, "Oh, look at the bright
Basically,
side of it."
you got to look at the
Uh,
bright side. And
listen,
I'll
it's
speak for my Patriots guys. I love it personally. Drake May still in his rookie contract. I'm already coming to understand that once this was his second year, so in 2 more years, maybe 3 more years, we're gonna be in that same situation where we're gonna have to trade our star receiver, which would be in this situation, if it does happen, AJ Brown, because we are gonna have to pay him. We are gonna have to pay Drake May a boatload of money. We're gonna have to pay Christian Gonzalez next year a boatload of money, and it is what it
I
is.
mean,
We're gonna
there's
have our time with
nothing
an
wrong with
ace
that.
wide receiver, and unfortunately for us and for every team that's gonna go through it, unless you're Cincinnati and don't care, you're gonna have to just trade your guy. You know,
What
it
you
is
mean?
it
They
happens.
got they got their guy now.
Listen,
Bengals trade. They got their guy. They let go of Hendrickson, and now they got uh
for how long? They only have so much money
it's
in the books.
it's it's a year so they have him for a year. So it's basically
They might have him for 2 years if they franchise tag him, but again, like this is one thing that I'm happy Philly did is that they're not like Cincinnati. Cincinnati is most of their money goes into 3 players. T. Higgins, who's on a max contract, Jamar Chase, who's on a mega max contract, like his contract's ridiculous, and then Joe Burrow, who's getting a ridiculous contract. And
mm,
that's what you don't want is you want to keep your sexy positions, and then now you don't have a secondary and you don't
listen,
have linebackers, and
listen.
then every game's a
They
shootout, and then
they
you can't stop a team.
they just straight up neglected the defense. Well, it wasn't neglected. Part of the reason was also that they drafted pretty terrible on defense. So what the players that they picked up, it just did not work out. So that was also a big thing. But I have zero. I'll never have an issue with a team paying their players, paying their top players. So like, don't be cheap. Period. Just don't.
The
Like you
thing
got
is,
Joe Burrow,
yes,
you got Jamar Chase, you got T
yep,
Higgins.
yep.
Pay him. Like it, you got Chase Brown. Pay him. Like that's
How?
the
How
pay
when
him.
you
You make
the
a
thing
way.
is,
If you are
bro,
a
this is what you're not
star-studded GM, if
understanding.
you are a GM, it's your job. Make a
This
way.
that's what you're not understanding is you guys are fortunate because all of them were young on rookie contracts.
Yeah,
In
because
their
we
case,
drafted good.
you already gave Joe Burrow the max contract. Then you gave
Yeah,
Jamar Chase a max contract. Completely understandable there. Okay. That's
yeah.
completely understandable. You can't afford to give, excuse me, you can't afford to give T. Higgins that type of a contract because now when Chase Brown's up for a contract, what is he going to do? You only have so much money to go around. This isn't
Yeah.
the MLB. This isn't the NBA.
True.
It's a strict salary cap.
True.
It's
True.
not
But
flexible in any way. You
listen,
you can play with the contracts here and there, but in their
okay.
situation, those guys like T. Higgins, he wanted to get paid.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm not flexing, but I'm not flexing shit."
And
All right, well, if you don't
you
want to
see what
flex shit,
happens.
you go.
You see what happens when he's on that field, on that team.
Yes, I
He
see them
makes
scoring.
plays.
He does,
He
but I
he
see the
make
giving up a lot of plays too. What is it? What are you
yeah.
gonna? Are you gonna be okay watching your defense get torched for 30
That's
plus every single game?
that's literally on the GM. That's his job. You got to figure out that front office has to be like,
No,
we have to look at these prospects differently. When we do this draft, we have to, you know, see how they're going to fit on our offense. We're going to see, try to get the best player available. And I'm sure they tried it, and I guess whatever they've been doing, it just didn't work. Whether it's with the camp, whether it's with just them getting from college to NFL level, maybe they got to look at it differently. But for the Bengals specifically, they just if it don't work in the draft, then they're gonna have to do some trades. They have to get some veteran presence, to make the defense be uh passable at a passable level to where they're not getting
how about the O
absolutely
line?
torched at every single huh.
And how about now the O line? Because
Oh, now the O line, yeah, not
Joe
offensive
Burrow's
line.
one of the highest sack quarterbacks in NFL history.
Yeah, yeah. So and he's also probably the most injured as well. So
Exactly, and
Uh,
that's because most of your money goes into 3 players. It's
it's
what I'm saying.
I
You
say
can't
it's worth it, man. Like 100% worth it. Like
you can't.
I'm sending it every time. You telling me I'm getting Burrow, Higgins, and Chase? I'm paying them. I'm doing it.
You can't, bro. Look,
It's just
he's
like
been
the
sacked over
Cowboys.
200 times in his career.
Cowboys, they're in the same situation. They you got Dak, uh you got CeeDee Lamb, and you got Pickens.
And they're
So
fucking up. They need to let one of them go.
you can't. It's
Yeah,
just like you saw what they did on your team. You saw how well he did on his team.
but
Even when
how
CeeDee
many
Lamb was
points did
gone,
they give up? They
that
gave up
but
so many
that's
points.
just something they have to figure out.
I'm
But
sorry, brother. I
you
disagree.
got your offense. It's
Mm.
like you have a need that is fulfilled. So why mess that up to go try to fix something else? It's like, yeah, it's like taking one tire on your car and then putting them on the back of your car. But then you're like you now hampered with the same tire. You still got a bad back. It's just like it don't it you got to find some way like to keep what you got going while
Sorry,
fixing
man.
what needs to be fixed.
Sorry.
That's GM
Just
job, man. General manager. You got to manage that.
and
Manage that
Howie
team.
Roseman is showing why he's a phenomenal GM. He said, "I
Yeah.
see what I got to do, and it hurts, and I know it hurts him deep inside. It's going to hurt every Eagles fan deep inside." But he's letting go of AJ Brown. He's trading him. He's releasing that
Yeah.
cap. He's making it more flexible for him in the franchise because he understands that you can still win games with one ace wide receiver, not two. You don't need two. The
Yeah.
Seahawks just won a Super Bowl with one.
You, you don't need it. Yes, you don't need it. But it's gonna be very difficult to replace. It's just like a challenge that is unfortunate that has come upon his
And you would rather that
direction.
than have a terrible defense. It's just
Yes.
it's the sad
I'd rather
truth.
have it than have a terrible defense. But the context of what you're making it is not the context of the situation. So
It's that
the AJ Brown thing
what
is
they should have
he's
done is trade T. Higgins when you had the chance before you gave him this massive contract and got your draft capital. That way you can pay Trey Hendrickson and keep him there. That way you could have paid Dexter Lawrence to keep him there. That way you can
I,
potentially draft and be able to extend an offensive lineman in the future.
I think the Trey Hendricks one is I think they did a good job with that. I think it's fine. Trey Hendricks is like um he's like in his 30s now. So he's
They
getting
did
up
their
there in
best.
age, and you can do that blockbuster trade with the Ravens, get your
It
draft
wasn't even a
capital,
trade. They let
and
him
you don't
go
have to
for
pay him.
nothing. They let
Yeah.
him walk.
The Trey?
They didn't even get anything. They let the man walk.
Uh
It's what I'm. They didn't could have got. They could have got something. Instead, they leave him with nothing. It's. I don't know. To me, it's just bad malpractice by the GM. And I'm happy that Howie Roseman's proactive and not reactive.
I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't know. How much were they paying Dexter Lawrence?
Well, I believe he's still on a rookie contract, so they got a rookie
Yeah.
contract. But he's due for an extension next year.
Yeah. But I don't I think that 4-year 112 is more than what they're getting for
Yeah, so he
yeah,
was on a
I
rookie
think it's more.
extension. It's more. It was a rookie extension.
Yeah.
So it was a 4-year, $87.5 million contract, which this is the last year of that contract. And then they could franchise tag him because of the Eagles. That franchise tag number is going to be ridiculously higher because Jordan Davis
Mm.
got the bag and Jalen Carter's about to get the bag. So you're going to
So
franchise tag him and then pay a shit ton more money, and then you got Chase Brown who's going to be up for a contract. Oh, you might just have to let him walk. Now you're going to lose another player for nothing.
so here's another context. So saying Hendrickson is 3 years older, which I did say he's older. Lawrence is um more run defense than pass defense, uh or pass rushing. Um Lawrence is, yeah, I think Lawrence would fit better than having Trey Hendrickson on our team.
Oh, 100%.
And um yeah, they can still draft a tackle, a younger D tackle off of in the draft. So they're just letting go of a older asset to get somebody a little bit younger, and they pay a little bit less. And
But
you
they got to
know,
extend him next year.
they don't have to. They can make that
They're going to
decision
let
if
him
he
walk?
doesn't. If he doesn't perform, then you're not really losing out on much. But if he does, and then you have that option is on the
Bro, they just
table.
gave up the number 10 pick.
Yeah.
For a 1-year rental, that's not worth it. You got to extend the man. You literally gave up your first round draft pick this year.
So
And then you still got to extend Chase Brown this offseason. His contract's up after this year. He's a free agent. Are you going to let him walk too? You only have so much money to go around, my friend.
Chase Brown, I don't know. They can also draft a running back as well. So they got some options.
They should have traded T. Higgins when they had the option. It's the sad truth, and you know it is.
No,
they don't have
no,
money. They
no.
don't have money.
You're not going into free agency and getting a T. Higgins.
You have Jamar Chase.
But you're not going into free agency and getting a T. Higgins.
You just bite the bullet there. You bite the bullet. You say, we can't afford both. T. Higgins, it's been a pleasure. Sayonara, we're going to get draft picks for you, and we're going to draft somebody else, especially if you're the Bengals and you've been hitting on wide receiver your entire career.
So you're going to sign Trey Hendrickson to a 4-year.
You're breaking up.
Who's
30? You're breaking up.
I'm sorry.
You're still breaking
Trey
up.
Hendrickson.
You're lagging hard.
Am I good?
Right now, yes, but you're still blurry. You're like laggy.
Hold up.
All right, sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulties, a seam, as you were saying.
Yeah, as I was saying. Yeah, would you want Trey Hendrickson to 4 years? 31-year-old edge rusher to 4 more on your squad.
Trey Hendrickson, 31, 32 years old for 4 more years. I would have traded him 2 years ago before franchise tagging him, and then used the draft capital that I got. Still would have traded for Dexter Lawrence today or whenever they did it Saturday, and then been able to extend Dexter Lawrence and extend Chase Brown. Because right now they can't. That's how strict on salary cap they are. Yeah, Chase Brown is for a contract extension this year. Like, this is his last year of his contract. He's an unrestricted free agent. So now imagine if Dexter Lawrence does really good. Chase Brown, who's on a contract year, does really, really good. You only got one franchise tag. Who are you going to use it on?
You said, oh, you're talking about Hendrickson or not Hendrickson.
Lawrence
Chase Brown or Lawrence?
Yeah, who are you going to use the franchise tag on?
Yeah, I'll probably put on Lawrence.
On Lawrence, and now you're going to have to draft another running back in the first in the NFL draft.
I think drafting a running back is, I don't know. Would drafting a running back be easier than drafting a defensive lineman? Yeah, I feel like the way it usually goes is free agency and a draft. You can get good enough running backs
to run. Can I just tell you? Can I just show you it? Ready?
Yeah.
So this year they were 30th in cap space. They had $2,332,289 in cap space. They had
Yeah.
$10 million in dead cap space. They're paying Joe Burrow $47 million, almost $48 million. They're paying T. Higgins $26.5 million. They're paying Jamar Chase $26.1 million. And now they're paying Dexter Lawrence $20 million. So going into next year, how are you going to extend both? And then if you give Dexter Lawrence the franchise tag, it's going to be a lot. If we're going off of this year's cap numbers, let me see. What defensive tackle?
Oh, as far as like how much?
Yeah. So if they do it this year, they have to give him. It's an approximate, right? Because it's based off the top 5 defensive tackles. Because you guys just extended Jordan Davis to that historic contract, it's going to cost them now $27 million when they only had $2 million to begin with left over. That's all I'm saying, brother. And now imagine you make that work out, right? Where's now going to be the money for Chase Brown? And then the offensive line.
I said, you don't need you don't have to pay Chase Brown. Running back is a little bit different. You can make it work.
Okay, you're right. Now, how about the rookie contracts? Because rookies get a guaranteed contract, especially in the first round.
Yeah, I mean it's still way less than paying the first second contract to a veteran player.
But if you don't even have the money for that, how are you supposed to do anything?
And maneuver the cap space, make it work.
They should have
GM job. You be so like locked in and stun locked to all these numbers, and you're like, how is it gonna make it work? Like, if you're a good GM, you can do your job and make it work. I'm sure they have a 1-year plan, 5-year plan. I'm sure they got good GM plans for this stuff.
Well, that GM is awful.
Yeah, so that's the other issue. It's like GM, your scouting, talent scouting, just all the above. But
listen, Howie, we're giving
them a top offense. So,
that's what we're doing, is giving Howie a round of applause for seeing what he needs to do.
I mean, he's making moves. He's making moves.
Anyways, guys, because we go on in circles forever. Obviously, as you see, I'm more logical. The team is just giving them the money. This isn't the NBA. You only got so much money to go on. You only got so much money. There's no luxury tax that you can pay.
It's because you're a Patriots fan and you're like, man, we could be so successful with just not paying nobody, and we making it work, and we done it.
What you have to do,
but it don't have to be the only way. It's not the only way. And it don't work for everybody. It don't work for everybody, and you're also you got to remember, you're in a division that is absolute garbage.
Okay, let me ask you another question.
Half of the time.
Before we move on to the main topic here, all right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you one more question. Name me the last team outside of Philadelphia with Devontae Smith and AJ Brown, because that's an anomaly situation here. Name me another team outside of Philadelphia that has won a Super Bowl by having 2 ace wide receivers, and not a 1A and a number 2. You guys had a 1A, 1B with Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. What other team has done that? I'll let you go back 20 years.
All right. Okay. Let me see. Because last thing I could think of is probably the Falcons. I know the Falcons, but they didn't win.
They got to win it. They have to win it, because the Bengals went to a Super Bowl, but they lost.
Let me see. We had Chiefs and the Niners. You can say Bengals because they had T. Higgins.
They didn't win it. Have to win it. They have to win
on
it.
the Rams.
They have to win it.
Yeah, it was Cup and who else? Who was on the other side of Cup?
It was that when they won that year. It wasn't Puka Nakua. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm taking too much time. Let's see. Tampa Bay. Maybe the Bucks. Yeah, Buccaneers. Because that Buccaneers, they had AJ. I mean, they had Antonio Brown and Mike Evans.
Antonio Brown left midseason. He don't count.
He didn't on the Bucks.
Remember, he took his jersey off. I think it was like week 14 or
No,
week 13.
that was the year after the Bucks.
No, that was that same year. He was not there in the Super Bowl. He took his jersey off, remember, and ran off the field.
No, because he won the Super Bowl when Tom came in the first year, and then the second year he did that. He was out.
Let me see. Yeah, if you look at that Super Bowl, right? These are the receivers.
It says Antonio Brown.
I'm looking at player stats. Am I not seeing the right one? Oh no,
it's not the 22 yards, 6 targets. Mike Evans, 1 reception, 31 yards, 1 target. So, and he had Gronk.
Oh, I was on a different year.
Yeah,
Gronk is tight end. That's different. He took a pay cut. So you got one team. I'll give you that one. And they took pay cuts.
Chris Godwin.
Yep, and they all took pay cuts to play there, but I'll give you that one.
Let's see. All right, let me keep going back. Let's see. Patriots, Rams. Oh, the Eagles. Eagles and Patriots. Because we had Alshon Jeffrey and Aguilar.
That's not a number 1 and a 1A 1B. That's a 1 and 2.
At the time, Alshon was
Antonio Brown that year. He signed a 1-year deal with the Buccaneers worth $750,000 with incentives.
Yeah,
and then the year after, so like he took a massive pay cut.
That because Antonio Brown wasn't he? He was what team did he come off of during that year, or before that? Because he was
on the Patriots, and then he walked.
Yeah, so but he's still balled out on the.
He did. I'll give you that one, but like I said, that's a caveat. He did take a massive pay cut to play there.
Let's see.
Yeah, granted, he was fucking Giselle Bundchen, but you know
who was on that Patriots Atlanta.
I'll tell you, we did not have a 1A and 1B. We had a whole bunch of number 2s.
Okay, yeah. What's his name?
Hogan, Julian Edelman, Danny Amendola.
Yeah. Let's see, Denver and Carolina. Who was on the Broncos?
You had what is his name? The Thomas, who was the number 1, and number 2, who was a clear number 2, was
Emmanuel Sanders.
There was somebody else there that
Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders.
I thought there was somebody else there too.
No, but Emmanuel Sanders not really a.
He's not
a really. Yeah.
You need you guys a 1A and a 1B, not just a 1 and 2.
Well, I named a couple of them, so.
You named one. I'll give you one, and that's the Bucks. And that's a caveat. They literally had Antonio Brown on the cheapest contract you can get him because you couldn't trust him. Granted, good for them because he fucking walked on Eli the next year.
Let's see, Bucks and they already say. Let's see, who was on that Chiefs team?
Rashee Rice? No,
the one when what's his name? Tyreek Hill was on there. Who was our receiver too?
Travis Kelce.
I don't know. So far, I see more correlation in you having the wide receiver 1 with a top tight end in most of these Super Bowls.
Who knows? You guys could get a top tight end this year. But look,
we're not trading. Yeah, we can get to that. But But I did answer your question. You know,
Give you
we can
one.
say 1 to 2 teams.
I'll give you one. You
It's
got one.
not.
You got one, and that's a caveat. And now you guys are understanding what I'm saying.
But the team, even then, the teams with 2, they still made the Super Bowl as well. So
Luckily, that
it's
like
not.
that Bengals team, T. Higgins was on a rookie contract, so congratulations. The Eagles team, you guys still had players on rookie contract, but once you got to start letting them, you got to pay them that big money. You see what
Yeah.
happens to those teams. Anyways, we're gonna stop digressing. Let's get on to what people are here to watch. 36 minutes in, we'll have to cut this.
Look, with
Two
the
different
power
segments.
of video editing is gonna get us. We could just
Yeah,
cut it right in half. 30-minute
exactly.
NFL discussion, 30-minute
All right,
uh,
exactly,
draft discussion. So it's all good.
exactly. So look, guys,